And now, That Financial Guy Show with Keith Wilson.
All right, you've left your employer and you've got to figure out, what do I do with this 401k over there, right? Well, you basically have four options. You can cash it out, but that means taxes and that means penalties. You can leave it where it is. You can, if your new employer has a 401k plan, you can transfer it into that, or you can roll it into an IRA. Now, with this video, I'm not going to go into great detail about all those four options. I've done a video on that that I've posted recently. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can view that. Let's assume you have decided, hey, I want to roll this 401k into an IRA. How do you do it? Is it complicated? I don't want to make a mistake. It could be very intimidating. I know you got to, I don't want to check the wrong box. I don't want to pay taxes. I don't want to pay penalties. Listen, this is pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. You can do it. The first thing you got to know is, all right, look at your 401k that you have. Is that money traditional 401k money, or is it Roth 401k, or a combination of the two? And you may not be aware of it because some of these statements, they're not very clear. So it's pretty easy. Just call the 401k company and say, is this traditional 401k? Is it Roth 401k? Or is it a combination of the two? So let's assume after you call, and it's very simple, there's a phone number usually at the top left corner of that statement. Call them, they'll help you out. So once you ask that question, they say, let's assume that it's traditional 401k money. Great. So now what you want to do, if you want to roll that into an IRA account, well, you got to have a home for it. So you got to open up an IRA account at a brokerage account somewhere. We can help you open one up. But open up an IRA account. After you do that, now you've got the home. You've got an account number. There's no money in there, but it's ready to be funded by that 401k. So next, you call the 401k company and you say, hey, I want to roll over my 401k into an IRA. And that's very important that you say that. If you just call them and say, I want to withdraw the money, thinking to yourself, well, I'm going to put this money into this IRA account, the 401k company doesn't know that. So you got to tell them, I want to roll this 401k into my IRA, right? It's very important. So what they'll do, the next step is, great. They'll probably ask, who do we make the check out to? So it's going to happen in usually about three different ways. The first way is, who do we make the check out to? And you tell them, I want to make the check out to whatever financial institution that you open the account with, like LPL Financial or whoever. So they're going to make that check out to that institution, and it's going to say, for the benefit of FBO, whatever your name is. And so that check is usually sent to you, but it's made out to them. Then you take that check and you give it to the institution or the advisor or whoever you open the IRA account with, and they deposit that into your IRA. Thus, it's rolled over. Or they send it directly to the institution. That's pretty sweet because you don't have to go through these hoops. It's kind of uncommon, but sometimes they'll say, well, you got to fill out this form and so forth. That can be very intimidating because there's all these boxes you got to check. And if you get stuck, just call the 401k company. Be very clear. I want to roll it over. How do I do that? What boxes do I need to check off? But that's kind of rare. It's usually they send the check directly to the institution. So if it's Roth and traditional 401k money in there, that's a little different because maybe you told them early on and you forgot part of my contribution I want to go to Roth, part of it I want to go to traditional, and so forth. You don't know. Once they tell you, hey, you've got some Roth money in here, you've got traditional. Now what you have to do is open two accounts outside of that 401k at whatever financial institution you want to open it up with. You open a Roth, you open a IRA, you call back the company and say, okay, I want to roll this over. Now they're going to send you two checks made out to that institution for the benefit of you. And they'll clearly say, this is Roth, this is traditional. You take it to your advisor, you take it to the institution where you open it up, they deposited in both of those accounts. So it's not that complicated, it's pretty simple to do, but just follow those steps. Now, there are some questions that still may be left unanswered, like, hey, wonder if I'm still working? I was just talking about you left the employer. Maybe you were, got a new job or you're fired, laid off, or whatever. But can you do a rollover while you're still working? Usually not. In most cases, you cannot roll over your 401k while you're still working. There are certain circumstances, like if you were over 59 and a half, you can do what is called a in-service withdrawal. That way you can do a rollover if you're still working. What about taxes and penalties? A lot of people ask that. Wait a minute, Keith, am I going to pay taxes and penalties to roll this over to an IRA? No, this is a non-taxable event to roll it over. What about fees? Well, I've been doing this for a long time. I've never have seen a 401k company charge a fee to roll it over. I don't ever see that. So I don't think that's a concern. Yeah, maybe there's a fee if you want to have them overnight the check to you or something like that, a small fee, but not a standard fee to roll it over. Now, there would be a fee to open the account of the IRA where you put the money into, because whoever's managing it is going to charge a fee or transaction costs. So you got to check that out where you roll the money into. So they may charge fees to manage it. So again, this is pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. I know it can be intimidating, but you can do it. If you need some help with this, hey, give me a call. My contact information is listed below. I'd be very happy to help you with this, answer any questions you have. In the meantime, make it a great day. We'll see you again soon.